Hello there, my beautiful collective. Well, sweet Jesus. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness, what's up? Ooh, 9 of Cups at the bottom. So here we go. 10 of Cups. Hierophant. There's the 10 of Cups. There's the Moon. Oh, double 10 of Cups. Oh, is this a fun celebration? Temperance Angel, 9 of Wands. Oh, it's a karmic situation. Do watch your favorite astrologer. Pay attention to any trines going on in your astrology. And some of you, now isn't the time. So, look, I don't know how much faith or stock you put into astrology, but some of you pay attention to the astrology as something. Now just isn't the time. With the traditional and non-traditional 10 of Cups, there with the Pisces vibe, have you looked at every option or every opportunity? Someone's expecting a proposal is what it feels like. So you got the traditionalist and then you got the non-traditionalist. I don't feel like you've had that conversation. The Queen of Cups, the Lovers, there's the Knight of Swords, and there's the 7 of Pentacles. Oi. Look, seriously, before you get into that relationship or partnership, especially if you're talking about the 10 of Cups, some of y'all need to have that conversation. Some of you maybe a little earlier on, or someone's going to be surprised that you're not interested in a traditional option or opportunity here. So those of you that don't necessarily want to put a ring on it, and then those that need a ring on it. So Saturn could be influencing you. Kind of feels like the astrology is something that's saying now isn't the time, especially if there's a weird-ass trine energy going on here. Work, love, life. So maybe some of you don't need that partnership now, or you need to... It feels like you don't need to complicate things. You can have a perfectly happy, healthy relationship or partnership. Someone's having some expectations here. So, I don't know. If you've not had that conversation, I feel like you need to have that conversation. The 3 of Cups, the Virgo vibes. Or some of you that comes out in the conversation. Oh, there's something with the astrology. Sweet Jesus. With Temperance Angel here, some of you now just isn't the time. So watch your favorite astrologer and pay attention to any interesting trines in your astrology. And maybe it has something to do with fucking Jupiter. Jupiter or Saturn. There's the 4 of Wands. There's the 6 of Pentacles. There's the Queen of Pentacles. There's the Knight of Cups to the Fool vibe. Look, someone's wanting that proposal or someone... So this is that point in the relationship or partnership where this is a person that wants milestones. This is a person that expects the milestones. Look, if you're kind of interesting, maybe you're a little avant-garde, maybe you're just different, your viewpoint on things is different. You might not believe in traditional 10 of Cups relationships or partnerships, but your partner does, or they secretly told you that they didn't, but this is a person that expects the milestones. And with the Queen of Pentacles, this is a person that wants some sort of a codependency on you financially. Look, with the traditional 10 of Cups and the non-traditional, this could be LGBTQIA+ vibes. I don't know. I don't feel like you need to put a ring on it, or if the ring comes into the conversation, then no. Especially if that's not what the fuck you're interested in. 6 of Wands, the Magician, the 8 of Cups, the Hangman vibe. There to the 5 of Swords. This is those that change their mind. You know, when two odd people get together and they start dating and everyone knows that that shit ain't gonna work. It's kind of like that vibe. Especially if you're a little bohemian or your viewpoint is just a little different. So you could have the tattoos, you could live a rather interesting life. You're different. But this is when you meet a partner and they like you because you're different, but they want you to conform to their sort of traditional vibes. This has come up before. I mean, whether this is a religious type of a vibe with you or they told you they didn't need a ring on it, but then they want to create this sort of, oh, but if you love me, this is the type of a vibe. I don't know if you've had this conversation or you had this conversation and now things have changed. Pay attention to those that celebrate the milestones in relationships or partnerships, and then you'll understand kind of how their traditional viewpoint on that Ten of Cups is. Whatever your thoughts are on this, or whatever your thoughts are, I mean, it's not a negative or a positive. It just sort of is what the fuck it is. But those that are wanting the traditional, that date those that aren't interested in the traditional. Especially if you're different and unique. And then this is like you date, this is someone who is a devout religious person, and then they start dating an atheist, and then they get upset because the atheists don't want to have the wedding in the church. This is someone that says, oh, you know, they're not interested in that traditional Ten of Cups, but then you realize they actually are interested in that Ten of Cups. These are the conversations you should be having, like way early on, or some of you, someone's expecting that conversation. I feel like the astrology on this says no, it's not the time, or just the sort of viewpoint on something. This is when opposites attract, but they doesn't really work together, especially when it comes to the essential fundamentals. This is how you're going to raise your family. This is how you come across in that relationship or partnership. A lot of people in this energy are attracted to this, but then they want this to kind of conform to that. Now, some of you, it could just be, are you going to turn religious? Are you going to become religious? Or those that date the Bohemian person, but they want to kind of cramp them into a traditional sort of a Ten of Cups existence. Ooh. Pay attention to those that celebrate the milestones, or those that need the milestones to be significant in the relationship or partnership. So they have expectations, even if it is a non-traditional type of a vibe. This isn't even given LGBTQIA plus vibes. This is just someone that isn't interested in a traditional Ten of Cups relationship or partnership. This could be maybe geographically where they're at. That's not something that's done. But this is also those that are attracted, the opposites attract. And then this is when seriously, are you going to raise your children religious or not? Are you religious? Do you want the traditional Ten of Cups or do you not? This is when the other partner tries to persuade the other one. But the oddity on this is it's more like a financial obligation. So, I mean, whether this is a work situation with you or this is an interpersonal relationship or partnership with you, opposites do attract, but eventually, or sometimes, one of the other partners wants to take the non-traditionalists and put them in a traditional type of a situation. This is really feeling like a Ten of Cups. Somebody wants a ring. Somebody needs to walk down the aisle. Someone needs it. There has to be a religious aspect to it as well. This is definitely maybe a conversation you should be having, but maybe you're not, or you did, but you didn't realize your partner was a little bit more, they wanted to celebrate the milestones. Do be mindful of family planning on this, because this kind of feels like that old school energy. So, wait. Whatever the fuck this is, y'all are on two different sort of vibes here. And if there's a significant conversation that needs to be had that you're looking at realistically. This is when the opposites attract, but not really. Because the dominant in the relationship or partnership wants to persuade the other person either into a traditional Ten of Cups or that non-traditional Ten of Cups. Look, somebody wants a party and a dress and have some fun. Nine of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, there to the Seven of Cups. Yeah, this is when opposites attract, but not really. King of Swords, the Tower vibe. Look, it's basically somebody wants to make sure you don't have options or opportunities. Ay, sweet Jesus. Look, this is a conversation you should be having, or you should have had way early on. So if you're at that point in the relationship or partnership, maybe some of you are going to realize that your partner actually really does want that traditional life. Those of you that are happy in this kind of bohemian type of a vibe, this is just, you're in relationships or partnerships, you're happy, you like the energy that you're in, and a traditional sort of way of looking at things isn't quite your vibe. Or basically, you're not going to put a ring on it. Tough situation. Or some of you, you're not going to convert if someone needs you to convert. It's like a religious vibe here. When the religious date somebody that isn't religious, and, you know, they try to, hey, this is tricky and icky, and I don't know. It's at that point in the conversation. Some of you, this could be something that's going to become of significance, so what's your favorite astrologer? Now isn't the time. Now isn't the time. Or those of you are going to have the conversation and realize that I don't want to say you want to keep your options open, because a non-traditional Ten of Cups doesn't mean that. That just means you both can kind of go do your own thing, and there's nothing that's really keeping you stuck or stagnant. So you have your own options, your own opportunities, and who's the dominant person in the relationship? Or they're going to start showing the dominance when it comes to that aspect of the relationship or partnership. Mindful of those that want to celebrate every little milestone, because that's going to be what's of significance. And those of you, do be mindful of your family planning. Some of you should maybe seriously have that discussion about how you're going to raise your family if one of you is religious and the other of you aren't. This is something you should have that conversation before you actually have to have that conversation. So some of you could just be in a new relationship or partnership, and you really need to weed out if this person's going to be worth your time, energy, or attention. Because you're different. You're both different and unique. You both have your own sort of philosophies. But someone's on some bullshit. They actually want that traditional way of looking at things. They're just figuring they can persuade you. Opposites attract, but they don't always work out. So someone's wanting that proposal. You would have been in this relationship long enough for them to realize that you're not changing your mind. So if you're happy in the non-traditional Ten of Cups, you're happy in the non-traditional Ten of Cups. So your partner is kind of high maintenance, and you're gonna start to notice that. This is genderless, so it could be either the masculine or the feminine on this. Yeah. That's those of you who are distinctly with somebody and you share two completely separate viewpoints on traditional Ten of Cups relationships or partnerships. Because if you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. This is those of you that need to. Oh, sweet Jesus. This is definitely giving whether you're going to convert. And some of you, that could mean a baptismal energy. Or those of you when it comes to how are you going to raise your family? When it comes to the religious aspects of something. I don't know. If you haven't had that fucking conversation, it's probably a little too late. But take what's yours and leave what's not, right? Someone's expectations aren't being met. Do be mindful of your family planning, though. There's a trickster energy about. You would be completely opposite of each other. And that's what you think is so great. But it's not. It's not. Oh, good luck. God bless. I don't know. Have that conversation. You got some choices to make.